Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Griffin,
Here.
Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson, Jones, Casey, Polensik, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Starr. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Will everyone please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make the following statement. This meeting of Cleveland City Council is a lawful meeting under Section 605.04 of Codified Ordinances. No person with purpose to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Members of the public are invited to speak only under the rules set by this council. Disruptions including but not limited to speaking out of turn and making loud noises and loud utterances are in violation of the rules and interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting. Such disruptions may constitute a misdemeanor and a violation of Section 605.04. Anyone who disrupts this lawful meeting in violation of the codified ordinances commits misdemeanors and is subject to prosecution. The following is the first and only warning. If this meeting is disrupted, I will gavel a halt to the proceedings and direct the assembled officers to escort any person participating in the disruption out of the chamber. Once persons participating in the disruption are outside of the chambers, the officers will close the doors and the disruptors will be handled as directed by the Director of Public Safety. The council proceedings will not begin again until those that participated in the disruption have left the chamber and the chamber doors are closed. Disruptors will not be allowed back in the chamber after the meeting resumes. Again, this is the first and only warning. Madam Clerk, please dispense with the journal.
By Councilmember Harsh, that the reading of the minutes of the last meeting be dispensed with the journal approved, seconded by Councilmember Gray.
Thank you. We'll now move to public comment. I'll ask all of the council to turn your chairs so that you could acknowledge the public commenters. And then I'll ask all of the public commenters to adhere to your 3-minute time limit. First, we have Adrian Freeman from Ward 1. He's here to talk about LED lighting fixtures and replacement program. He's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Mr. Freeman, you have the floor.
Thank you. Greetings.
You come up to the microphone, sir.
Thank you. Greetings, one and all. I'm Adrian Freeman, a 66-year-old lifelong Cleveland resident that loves the city. I love the seniors even more. I'm making a clarion call today stating the importance of our seniors having adequate lighting throughout their homes. I'm campaigning for the seniors' LED lighting fixture replacement program simply because seniors require 2 to 5 times as much lighting support than their younger selves. I am resolved in my determination to replace as many old and outdated lighting fixtures in our senior homes, so help me God. Our mission is loud and clear. To Mayor Justin Bibbs, to the City of Cleveland Council, and the citizens of Cleveland. Citizens need to be seen and heard in their own homes. The following are a few reasons the seniors need this program. Safety reasons. They slip, they fall, they stumble in their homes, they're strained, they squint their eyes, all because of inadequate lighting. The single most economic thing we could do for our seniors is to replace the old and outdated lighting fixtures. I could go on and on. The numbers are there. You can just go to the Home Depot. $100 for a lighting fixture, $100 to install it. You don't need electricians to do it. They have enough workforce development programs throughout the city of Cleveland that you could hand off to one of the directors and their young trainees could do it. I'll yield now, and if there's anyone want to ask a question too, I don't require 3 minutes. It's so simple, the light goes on. In fact, where was Moses when the lights weren't on? in the dark. Our senior citizens are living in the dark, and it doesn't have to be that way. I yield now.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We now have Daryl Houston. Daryl Houston is from Bedford Heights. He wants to talk about city issues. He's not representing anyone not being paid by them. Mr. Houston, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to start by clarifying some things. I have no personal vendetta against anyone in this room, okay? And I want you guys to know that from the bottom of my heart. I've been asked by numerous of people from the city and the county, what is my issue? What do I want? What I simply want from this city and you elected officials, some of you appointed people, to simply do your jobs. That's the only thing I want. I don't come down here to harass you guys or anything like that. Most of the time I come down here and I point out real social issues that's going on in this city, right? And right now I am extremely frustrated hearing from our senior council, which was Michael Polenzek and Kevin Conwell, state that they may want to reconsider something that they voted for, which was those parking bans and those parking meters, whatever you guys were talking about. Well, here's what I've been asking you guys. Based on you guys coming back to the table saying now we think we've made a mistake, that's only because you guys are not actually reading line for line, okay? I don't even know how y'all can think that y'all can put a budget together and not know what a job title is and what a person get paid, okay? These things are important to the community, right? And I'm sick and tired of asking for certain things to be done that you guys know under the Constitution supposed to be done, right? And I'm gonna hold each and every last person that sat on that committee and did the budget. I hope your vote reflects those hard questions that you asked. And I hope you know you're under a Constitution that you're supposed to protect. You took an oath for that. And anybody that sits here and don't protect that Constitution under that oath, you're finna have a problem out of me. And I'm guaranteeing you guys that, okay? Because I don't like people getting paid and not doing their jobs. I don't like that at all. And I just worked all day today at my car wash and detail shop. I'm tired. You see, I have to come down here and try to see if I can talk logical sense into people, right? And then when I can't talk logical sense into people, I go to pen and paper, right? Well, I'm asking for this body to consider a new city president, okay? This guy does not know how to lead this body, and I'm asking for a recall on the mayor, right? Because what I'm witnessing, I shouldn't be witnessing. I shouldn't be standing here saying what's going on with Kingston Bridge. I shouldn't be saying we just lost $3 million that I was willing to do the work for free on. I shouldn't be saying these things, okay? I've talked to everybody in this whole county, the important people. I've talked to everyone, and everybody's buying into what I'm talking about, okay? And I'll see you guys next Monday.
Time,
Okay.
thank you. Next, we have Terrence Upchurch, Representative Terrence Upchurch, State Representative Terrence Upchurch, representing Cleveland. They're here to talk about food desert legislation. And he is not, well, I guess he is representing his district as well as the state representative. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. Good evening. I'm here to urge you all to pass Councilman Starr's resolution in support of my bill, House Bill 543, which is a food desert program, and it would be $200,000 through the Department of Economic Development. And that $200,000 would be small grants issued to small retail chains in neighborhoods that are defined as food deserts. As you know, the city of Cleveland has an oversaturation of food deserts. This bill would be a start to addressing the needs of the community. This grant money would go to, like I said, small retail chains that offer healthy food alternatives, fresh produce, as well as fresh meat, not so much of the canned goods and some of the unhealthy snacks that are being sold at some of these smaller retail chains. So with that being said, Mr. President, I urge you and your colleagues to pass Councilman Starr's resolution in support of House Bill 543. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, State Rep, and thank you for all the good hard work you're doing down in the state legislature. Next, we have Terry Wong. Terry Wong is from Ward 8. She wants to talk about independent oversight of police. She is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone.
Last Wednesday, in order to prevent me from speaking during public comment, representatives of the Community Police Commission made false statements to the Cleveland Police and to on-site security officers. They claimed I was banned from commission meetings and therefore trespassing. No ban exists and the meeting was open to the public. Those false representations by the commission triggered immediate enforcement action. Security officers approached me as I entered the meeting and attempted to remove me based solely on what they had been told. When police later arrived, they declined to take an accurate report regarding the falsification, a first-degree misdemeanor under Ohio law. This sequence, false report, attempted removal, refusal to document, has now occurred multiple times with the same supervising officer, Sergeant Eric Newton. When an oversight body coordinates with the very police department it is tasked with overseeing in order to silence a critic, it cannot, by definition, conduct independent oversight. Civilian oversight exists to create structural separation between the public and police power. It is designed to ensure that law enforcement authority is not used to suppress dissent or shield misconduct. Yet in this case, police authority was invoked to control speech at a public meeting of the body meant to oversee them. It should be clear by now to all who are observing that these events are not mere personal disagreements or infighting. They reflect a broader breakdown in structural accountability reinforced by political leadership like Justin Bibb and Blaine Griffin. When commission officials make inaccurate representations to law enforcement and law enforcement acts on those representations without documentation or correction, the line between oversight and enforcement collapses. Oversight cannot be credible if it relies on coercive power of the department it is supposed to monitor. The city and the Department of Justice have moved to terminate the federal consent decree. One required benchmark for termination is the demonstrated independence and effectiveness of civilian oversight bodies. Yet what occurred last Wednesday demonstrates coordination rather than separation or independence. When suppression of lawful public participation becomes a repeated practice, it raises serious concerns of conspiracy against the public interest. The concerted use of governmental authority to manage dissent while preserving the appearance of public reform, police reform. A commission that works in concert with police to silence critics cannot credibly certify constitutional policing. If federal oversight is withdrawn while such coordination persists, the public will not be witnessing meaningful reform, but consolidation of power without independent accountability. For these reasons, the consent decree must remain in place, and structural reforms to the Commission and CPRB are necessary to ensure true independence from mayoral and council interference. And I hope to come back next week to discuss why many of you, are also involved in a conspiracy against the public interest, which I remind you is a crime, and I will make sure that anybody that is accountable, in addition to Blaine Griffin, Law Director Mark Griffin, the mayor, probably
Thank you, time.
will be held accountable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mark Thomas from Ward 13. Mark Thomas is here to talk about hand-in-hand police and prosecutor accountability. He is not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is Mark Thomas available? Mark Thomas? Mark Thomas going once? Mark Thomas going twice? Mark Thomas is not here. We'll now hear from Enoch Hall from Ward 7 to talk about proposed assistance. He's from Nations United, under God, and not being paid by anyone. Enoch, you have the floor.
How everybody doing today? I'm amazing, just to let you know. But I would like to start by addressing the civilians. Thank you guys. You all are doing an excellent job complaining. And I'm not saying that jokingly, because without those complaints, nothing gets done. And I would like to thank council for actually seeing to it that these things are done. One second. Okay. You all are doing a phenomenal job as well, council. I believe so. So I see the potholes that has been repaired. We literally spoke about it, and I drive out and I see the potholes that's covered up. So that's council working for us, y'all. That's tax dollars at work. And then we see the construction going on downtown. So we see the tax dollars at work. We see council actually doing some stuff to make sure that our city is, one, beautified, and two, bringing in dollars for us to be able to do whatever that we need to do. Now to the vertical farming plan. Thanks to somebody lending me their ear, we are now developing plans to increase the taxes to taxable income as well as the available funding. The vertical farms that are proposed, they create jobs which create more taxable income and beautify our city. turning eyesores into eye-catching beauties of clarity. It also creates billions of dollars in revenue yearly. This will place us in a position to supply locally, stately, regionally, and eventually nationally. Let's put Cleveland further ahead of these other cities by being their supplier. From what I know about governing, food and security are major concerns and must be provided. By employing the vacant homes and lots, we remove abandoned properties in its entirety from our city. We may not necessarily need to build structures, especially if we can just utilize the ones that are already here. We may need to renovate, or if we need to demolish, then we will, whichever one is more cost effective for us to do so. Now, I'm seeing in the second or third year that we probably could start demolishing them, because in the first year or two, we should just use the ones that we already got that's there and just generate the money. And then in the third year, fourth year, then we'd be able to start demolishing. And then I see like in year 5, we should at least be like supplying regionally, where we actually growing fruits, we actually growing vegetables, and then we're supplying the local government, then the state government, then we could go regionally and nationally as well. We will push this forward into becoming federally backed. And I don't see the federal government not backing us when we taking abandoned properties and making them look.
Time, sir. Thank you. Next, we have Dantes Taylor from Ward 2. Dantes wants to talk about making dog owners clean up after their dogs, and he's not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. Is Dantes here? Could we please help Dantes? Could we assist Dantes, any of our staffers or anybody? Could we help Dantes to the microphone, please? If we could have someone help Dantes to the microphone, please. Thank you. Dantes, they're going to escort you to the microphone. Thank you. All right, Dantes, you have the floor.
Hello, my name is Dantes Taylor, and I would like to know why in the city of Cleveland they're not finding our dog owners that are out there just after the dog do whatever they got to do, they're not cleaning it up. They're not cleaning their own dog stuff up, because I know some people that are blind, and that's what they taught them. They taught them to clean up with what their dog do and everything else out here. And I want to see that we can if we know of someone that their dog doing that, they need to be fined. And because in the suburbs they fine them. They fine them if they see them if their dog do that, and they not going out there scooping it up their self. Because it's people that walk down the street. It's some vision impaired people probably walk down the street and don't know it's there and might step in it. You know? And we need to figure out how we can get our dog owners to clean it up or take them to a dog park or something, so we can have better grass too.
Thank you, Dantes. Thank you so much, sir. We'll now go to Matthew Szynski from Ward 2 to talk about communications with the city. He's not representing anyone, not being paid anyone. Matthew, you have the floor.
Thank you. Srozinski, that's fine. It seems like everybody here, we just want the simple things, don't we? Out of the community. All right, well, listen, first I want to talk about public servants. I want to really commend Brendan Nelson, who works for Bonnie Tewin, Mr. Lucky, who works under 311, and Councilman Bishop for taking the time out and assisting me through this. It's kind of hard for me. I haven't been here in a long time. My grandfather was a councilman here, Councilman Joseph M. Kowalski, back in the 70s and 80s. And he sat right over here and fought hard for his community. Slavic Village. What the hell happened to Slavic Village? What the hell happened to Slavic Village? That is a community that we respected, I grew up in, and look at it. It's a disaster. Everybody in this chamber should be ashamed. We need to focus. We need to focus what we really want and what the community really needs. I was a Cleveland Police dispatcher. I was a Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Corrections Officer, a field training officer. I worked for Cleveland Municipal Court. I worked as a building inspector. I know how the city operates, okay? And this is not how it's supposed to operate. I have a problem on my street, East 76. I just moved in. I bought my aunt's house back to bring the community back. You know the problem that we have? When I moved in, we had problems with crackheads, speeders, trucks driving down the street. I could have just honored myself to be my own council person because I got 90% of it cleared up. But you know what it took? It took phone calls every single day, 3 times a day to Cleveland Police, to the mayor's office, who never returned my calls. I called the traffic division. I called the traffic engineering to get signs put up. I called the district. I called the chief's office, who never returned my calls. I called the non-emergency number of Cleveland Police almost 3 times a day for the last year, okay? And things did get done, but it's not done and it's not complete. We need to work harder towards this. Bottom line is, we don't need a stadium. We don't need to tear down a stadium. We don't need to tear down an airport. We don't need to do all this stuff. We need to focus on the police department. And it's not a hard fix. It really isn't. And if you want to know anybody who has experience in it, I have the experience. You want the answers? I'm not trying to boast myself. I have the answers. Just give me a phone call, and I'd be more than happy to tell you how to pursue this. My grandfather, I spent time learning from him as a council person, and that's all I could say.
Thank you, sir. Time. Next, we have Kelly Slobodan from Ward 13 to talk about victims of crime and lack of accountability for criminals. Kelly is not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is Kelly Slobodan here? Kelly Slobodan. Kelly Slobodan once. Kelly Slobodan going twice. Kelly Slobodan is not here. Next, we have Juan C. Collado Diaz from Ward 12. He's here to talk about Mayor Bibb's misuse of government funds, removal from office. He is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. Mr. Diaz, you have the floor.
Thank you, Council President. I see the mayor's not here, so I'm going to give you guys a break today, and I guess I will address the people of Cleveland. First of all, congratulations on the newbies finishing your first budget meetings. I know those can be painful. They're hilarious for me to watch at home, so thank you. And Councilman Starr, thank you for winning me 2 bingos. I won some money out of that. I first want to give you each one of I'm calling it the Accountability Cleveland Era. The mayor spent more money than what I make, and by the way, here's a contract that I have when I used to be a city employee. More money than what I got paid when I was city employee under community development. More money than what I made on a trip. 1 trip to go out of state. 1 trip. The next remarks, and I'm going to make it very clear, do not represent my employers, and just in case, because I have to, this is America, and today, politics. 3.3 million wasted and going downhill on lead poisoning money that could be used in our city. Our Latino population just went higher in the amount of people that are getting poisoned by lead every day. Black people are second on that list with Latinos. Minorities are suffering from lead poisoning, and our mayor just lost us $3.3 million on this. When enough is enough. Council's doing their job, and the mayor is not doing enough to support this. He admits, and his administration failed to do what they needed to do with this money, and now the Clevelander has to just deal with it? No. So I am introducing over here, this is a petition for accountability and removal of the mayor from office. and to start this petition, I called the clerk's office today to where I was told by someone in the office that you guys won't tell me how to remove someone out of your own. So I will be emailing the council president to see how I can figure out how to actually make this petition fully on, since the Board of Elections won't help me either. But I am hoping that we can hold him accountable. I would like to pass this to you guys. I don't know how I will do that, if I hand it to one of you and you hand it to the rest. But I would like you all to read this, because enough is enough. Nobody should take a trip with off-duty police officers and use them as their private security. Nobody should do that. You're the mayor of Cleveland, Ohio. You're not Saram Mandani in New York City, who actually should need that. You're not Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who may need that. You are the mayor of Cleveland. So the Cleveland era is kind of over, and now we're in the accountability Cleveland era, because we need to hold our elected officials accountable. I will make sure to collect every single signature, 6,696 signatures from voters that elected him in the last election, to make sure that we hold this man accountable. Thank you all for those budget meetings. Thank you to the councilman who kept bringing the traveling expenses, Brian Casey. Thank you for bringing those expenses up to each one, because if not, Cleveland wouldn't know this. And I wanted to mention, $2,200 on a chair, not good.
Thank you, sir.
Chair better myself.
Thank you. Time. And I know that she's up here, but any correspondence to the entire council, always submit to the clerk. Thank you. All right, communications, Madam Clerk.
File number 263, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment of Cuyahoga County Port Authority David J. Wondolowski for an appointment to a 4-year term ending January 31st, 2030. File number 264, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment to Cuyahoga County Port Authority J. Stephen Holmes for reappointment to a 2-year term ending January 31st, 2028. File number 265, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment to Cuyahoga County Port Authority Teleon J. Thomas for reappointment to a 4-year term ending January 31st, 2030. File number 266, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment to Cuyahoga County Port Authority Luis Cartagena for reappointment to a 3-year term ending January 31st, 2029. File number 267, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment to Cuyahoga County Port Authority Glenn Shoemate for reappointment to a 2-year term ending January 31st, 2028. File number 268, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment to Community Relations Board Stephanie Moores Herbick. File number 269, 2026, from Mayor Justin Bibb, appointment to City of Cleveland's Fair Wage Employment Board Lucas Reeve. File number 270, 2026, oath of office for Marcus Madison, member of Board of Zoning Appeals, City of Cleveland. File number 273, 2026, oath of office for Alana Faith, member Board of Zoning Appeals, City of Cleveland. From the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, file number 274, 2026, regarding a transfer of ownership transfer of ownership at 724 and 728 Prospect Avenue, Ward 5. File number 275, 2026, regarding a transfer of ownership at 15521 St. Clair Avenue, Ward 10. File number 276, 2026, regarding a transfer of ownership at 16011 Waterloo Road, Ward 10.
Thank you. Are there any other condolence resolutions?
Resolutions of condolence by Councilmember Conwell for Ray Clinton Green, by Councilmember Jones for Marcellus Eugene Moulton, by Councilmember Starr for Deotis Sean Oates Holloman, by Councilmember Davis for Harold Buck.
Thank you. If you could, Madam Clerk, could you hold out a number for Gregory Clifford? Gregory Clifford?
I think we did last week.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get a name. Unfortunately, we had a city employee that passed in the line of duty last week, and I want to make sure that we acknowledge that city employee as well. It was the public utilities worker. So Councilman Kane is getting it. And then also, we know that our Director of Public Works, John Laird, we just found out that his mom passed away over the weekend. So we'll get the names of both of those individuals so that we can hold out a number for both of those folks, okay? All right, thank you. My apologies. I thought that we had the name, but we don't have the name for them. Okay? Any other condolence resolutions? Any other condolence resolutions? Once again, we'll follow up on Director Laird's mother as well as the city employee that passed away working in the line of duty. One of the things I believe in is if we're going to honor police, fire, and some of our public safety workers, we need to make sure we honor our workers and our public service workers that lost their life in the line of duty as well. So if we could, I'd like to follow up to make sure that we get that name so we can honor them appropriately, okay? If we could everyone please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Recognition resolutions.
Resolutions of recognition by Councilmember Griffin for quality electrodynamics, by Councilmember Polensek for Filippo Phil Scafidi. Resolutions of recognition by Councilmember Gray for Christine Clay Eskridge, by Councilmember Gray for Betty K. Pinkney, by Councilmember Griffin for Deborah A. Gray, Hidden Figures honoree, by Councilmember Griffin for Richard A. Starr, Hidden Figures honoree, by Councilmember Griffin for Sonali Bustamante, Hidden Figures honoree, by Councilmember Griffin for John H. Bustamante, Hidden Figures honoree, by Councilmember Griffin for Andre Willis and Drevian Arrington, the Trash Boys, Hidden Figures honorees, by Councilmember Griffin for Paul Hill Jr., Hidden Figures honoree, by Councilmember Griffin for Reverend Hilton O. Smith, Hidden Figures honoree, by Councilmember House Jones for Say Yes Cleveland.
Thank you. First reading emergency ordinances referred for administrative review and committee review.
Ordinance 245, 2026, by Council Members Bishop, Santana, and Griffin by departmental request to deposit revenues from on-street parking meters into the general fund, establishing a parking benefits fund, and enumerating a particular purpose for expenditure through the parking benefits fund.
Thank you. First reading emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 271, 2026, by Councilmember Davis, consenting and approving the issuance of a permit for the opening day 4-miler on April 3rd, 2026, managed by Run the Land.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Harsh, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Gray.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson, Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Starr. 14 yeas.
Thank you. Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson, Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Starr. 14 yeas.
Thank you. First reading emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Resolution 246, 2026, by Councilmember Gray, objecting to the transfer of location of a D5 liquor permit to 10300 Union Avenue. Resolution 272, 2026, by Councilmember Polensek, objecting to the transfer of ownership of a C1 liquor permit to 15521 St. Clair Avenue.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Harsh, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Gray.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson, Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Starr. 14 yeas.
Thank you. Call the roll on adoption.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson, Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Starr. 14 yeas.
Thank you. Second reading emergency ordinance to be passed.
Ordinance 97, 2026, by Council Members Santana and Griffin by departmental request. Authorizing Director of Building and Housing to enter into one or more agreements with Cuyahoga County Land Reutilization Corporation to allow the city to accept one or more payments as reimbursement to the city for conducting environmental surveys, conducting asbestos abatement, demolition of eligible structures, and final site grading under the Building Demolition and Site Revitalization Program.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Harsh, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Gray.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Star. 14 yeas.
Thank you. Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Star. 14 yeas.
Thank you. Second reading emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Resolution 235, 2026, by Councilmember Jones, endorsing and urging the Ohio General Assembly to enact House Bill 461 that requires all county and municipal correctional facilities and state correctional institutions to provide deaf, hard of hearing, or severely speech-impaired inmates access to teletypewriters at no cost. Resolution 239, 2026, by Councilmembers Starr, Bishop, Hudson, and Jones, opposing Ohio House Bill 661 and any legislation that prohibits middle and high school student athletes from earning lawful compensation for their name, image, or likeness, and affirming support for student athletes to pursue NIL opportunities while maintaining their educational and athletic participation. Resolution 240, 2026, by Council Members Starr, Shaw, Bishop, Conwell, Santana, Polensek, and Griffin, supporting and urging the Ohio General Assembly to enact House Bill 543 to establish the Food Desert Elimination Grant Program and affirming the City of Cleveland's commitment to expanding access to healthy, affordable food.
Thank you. Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Harsh, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Gray.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Star. 14 yeas.
Thank you. Call the roll on adoption.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Davis, Gray, Harsh, House Jones, Hudson Jones, Casey, Polensek, Santana, Shaw, Slife, Star. 14 yeas.
Thank you. We'll go to introductions. Does anybody have any introductions? Seeing no introductions, we'll go to announcements. Does anybody have any announcements? Any announcements? We do have a city job fair this upcoming March the 4th. That's Wednesday, March the 4th. It will be held at the Stokes Branch Library on Euclid Avenue. So we encourage anybody to come. I know Councilman Conwell and I share that area, and Councilwoman House Jones. So please get the word out for a city job fair. And I forget Derek's last name, but commend Derek for the good hard work that he's done on it. All right, Derek Daniels. So I want to commend Derek Daniels. I know he put together a very good, comprehensive job fair. Councilman Conwell, do you want to talk about announcements or miscellaneous?
Announcement. Tagging on with jobs and utilities on the 7th of March, Councilwoman Stephanie House Jones at East High, we have the utility fair. I think it's from 9 to 12, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And registration is definitely encouraged. It's at the Arnold Pinckney Center on East 79th Street. Thank you very much. And to 7th. Goodbye.
Thank you. All right, any other announcements? Seeing no other announcements, we'll now go to miscellaneous. Do we have any miscellaneous? Any miscellaneous? Seeing no miscellaneous, Madam Clerk, please excuse the absences.
By Councilmember Harsh, that the absence of Councilmember Bishop is hereby excused, seconded by Councilmember Gray.
Thank you. This council is adjourned to the call of the chair. Upon adjournment, please exit the chambers and continue all conversations in the hallway so that the police may secure the chamber doors. Thank you so much. Next meeting will be on March 9th, 2026.